Good morning. I'm trying to wake up, y'all. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. And if you watch my channel, and welcome to my kitchen, by the way. If you watch my channel, you know that I'm up early on Friday or Saturday cooking for my father-in-law for all next week. And that's what I'm doing. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. For dinner this evening, I'm doing some Cornish hens. Y'all ever had Cornish hens? They're good. We've barbecued them, and we like them with garlic butter. So I'm not sure how he wants them today, but that's what we're gonna do. But I've got five large potatoes, and I'm gonna make some scalloped potatoes, y'all. And I'm gonna try to slice them up myself. We'll see how I do. You want them pretty thin. I just don't want to get out that old thing. Sometimes I just like to do it myself, you know. Y'all need to make those steak and cheese that I made yesterday. They were really good. I could not eat mine, all of mine, I mean. You know, I've been on this weird diet. It's slowly but surely working. Not as fast as I want it to. I wished I could lose weight as quick as you gain it, but it just don't work that way. But I've washed these, peeled them and washed them, and I'll rinse them again. I cut off all the bad places off of them. I don't know how thin that would be. What, 1/4 of an inch maybe? You want to try to get them all the same size. Keep them in water, you know, so they won't oxidize. Well, that one didn't do too good, did it? You gotta have a sharp knife. I have done them thinner, but I don't want them so thin that you don't have any texture to it, you know. I may need to sharpen this knife again. Hold on, y'all. You know, there's several ways people sharpen their knives. You can do it like this, or like this. You know, just different ways. I just kind of do this. And I have a knife sharpener too. It's just loud. All right, I'll be back, y'all. Just be careful, don't cut yourself. It's getting there. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. You want it good and sharp. I think that's got it, y'all. All right. Oh, yes, better. I'm going to keep sharpening this knife. It's not going to be nothing left. It's cold this morning. I don't know if I already said that, y'all. I'm watching Petticoat Junction. Petticoat Junction. Did y'all ever watch that? Or Gilligan's Island and all them old shows? All right, y'all. You see what I'm doing? I'm going to chop the rest of these or slice the rest of these up, and I'll be back. I'm back. See? And I washed them again and put them in clean water. And I washed my chop block because if you don't, it will turn brown from the tomato. Listen to me, y'all. Potato starch. It'll oxidize on your board. So I'm gonna get some onion. I'll be back. This is what I do. To make an easier cleanup as far as the onion peels. I usually have a little trash bowl, is what I call it. Scrap bowl. But this works also. If you're going to chop it, you can leave that root on. But I don't like those first 2 layers of skin on my onions. They're terrible, I think. Okay. Now. I'm not used to not having any fingernails, y'all. But I've got to let them, you know, I got to give them a break. And I'm just trying to keep polish on them because they were kind of messed up looking. Randy's been getting on me about it. He's like, you need to let them things grow out. Quit putting them chemicals on your nails. Okay. Let me get a bowl. Okay. And I'm just going to slice these up thinly. And I'll probably break them up, you know, when I put them in there. Trying to get it even, but see that old big piece? I don't think that cooks up very good, y'all. It's the way my mama used to peel potatoes. Okay. Put the onions in this bowl. Slippery onion. Do y'all love onions? We used to make onion sandwiches. you're gonna have to do. Okay. Alright, so now I got my onions. And I like to put them in there in the little little rings, like that. That's the way I even like to saute them too, unless I cut them in half moons. And that's going in trash. That would make a good onion ring, that one. I'm going to order me a what is I'm trying to say, y'all? It's granite. I'm slow this morning. A granite chop block. I think that's about the only thing I can think of, y'all, that would be safe. Because it's hard to even scratch one of those, right? Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna cook these potatoes, just par cook them, so it won't take so long to cook in the oven. So I'm gonna put those in a pot and just par cook them for a few minutes. I'm going to try, I'm really nervous about it, to do a live this weekend. So y'all just keep an eye out, because it'll say Rhonda's going live or live, something like that. So if y'all see it, come on there and talk to me, please. All right. I'm probably going to try to do it before the afternoon. And if it's a nice day, I'll do it out there on the back porch. If I can see, maybe I can charge up my iPad and I'll do it on that. Okay. Hey. All right, I've got these potatoes in this big old pot. And I just wanted it to come to a boil here in a second. Then I'm going to turn it down and cook it, you know, just till they barely soft. And, you know, that way it won't take so long in the oven. This things can take forever. All right, I washed these squash. And I found that when you cook squash or buy squash or whatever, they seem to do better when they're not so big. They're not as hard. Now, that's just my experience. I've cut all the places off of it. I used to grow my own squash, so I have 4. And I sliced up 1 onion. I might do another one, I don't know. And I'm going to slice these about 1/4 of an inch. Randy likes them battered. That's just a lot of trouble to do it like that. I like it cooked with onions. And I do a really good squash casserole. There's so many recipes out there. But I do the one with sausage. And it is so... Well, there went one in the floor. Where'd it go? Let me wash it off. He's clean. Oh, me. My hands, y'all, where I had that surgery. They took, I had arthritis really bad in here, and you can see it's bad. But they took the joint out. I can't remember the name of it. I will in a little while. And then they pulled the tendon and tied it in here and here, and tied one here and here. And this one just don't feel right, but this one, it's okay. But you can feel it's tight. But I would cry with my hands, y'all. I mean, it would hurt so bad, because I did data entry for years. And then I become a paramedic. But I typed for years, doing data entry and stuff. I worked in insurance, and it's rough on your fingers and stuff, as you know, if y'all done it. And my hands just don't work great sometimes. I told y'all I work like a man. I'll get out and do things that most women wouldn't do. I don't know. Y'all probably do. I wish I'd have bought more than 4. But these are tender. They're not hard. You know, the ones that I've bought that were bigger, they're tough, I found. Now, I'm not a big zucchini fan. I'll eat it, but I'm not crazy about it. But I love yellow squash. My sister makes some good squash. Good gracious. I'd be at the boat and she'd cook it. I could eat the whole pan. She needs to start her a cooking show when they're at the boat. They have a boat up at Virginia Beach. They used to have it at Manio. You ain't gonna fall off. And people would show up and she'd cook for everybody. She'd split a meal. She only cooked enough for us. Everybody, she'd make sure everybody had something to eat. But I told her, I said, you need to start you a show called Cooking on the Boat with Linda. Because it would be a hit, Linda. That girl can throw down on some cooking. But, you know, I told y'all before, Marvis, my sister Marvis, she could cook good. My brother, I've had his cooking. He can cook good. You know, we just, you know, just some old Southern cooks, y'all. I told y'all we ate beans and potatoes every day. And I was like, oh gosh, again, now I'll be loving it. But we had a garden, and we had to work that garden. And that, you know, we thought it was terrible, but now it's not. I told y'all I was 18 years old, and this is no lie. I was 18 years old before I ever ate McDonald's. Okay, look here, y'all. 18. I think I need one more onion in that, because squash needs a lot of onion. But what I couldn't stand was Daddy would plant okra, and he'd say, okay, come on. He called me Rooster. He said, come on, Rooster. And I'm like, what? We're going to cut some okra. And I'm like, oh, Lordy. And, you know, we didn't have gloves. So I would put on, y'all gonna laugh, I put on baggies or plastic wrap around my fingers, because if y'all know anything about cutting okra, it's prickly and it hurts. It hurts. And I was following behind him one time on the tractor. We were getting up potatoes, and I was behind him on the tractor, and I was picking them up, and I picked up these 2 things, and I was little, and they were white. And I said, Daddy, look, what is this? He said, they're snake eggs. And I took them and threw them up in the air. It scared me to death. You think about little things like that, and you think, golly, you know, that was some good times, really. And then I was following behind him. I loved my daddy. I was following behind him on the riding lawnmower. I was walking behind him just because that was my daddy. And he was mowing a yard, and he ran across the yellow jacket nest. And they got all over me. And I was running through the yard, taking my clothes off. And he took tobacco and put all over the spots on my body. That's what he did. And it did work. Okay, I'm going to make a squash casserole, I've decided. I'm going to do the one that has Ritz crackers on top because I think that's healthier. It's not really healthier, but it's better than my father-in-law eating sausage. But it does have mayonnaise and sour cream in it and cheese. But it's so good, y'all. So I'm going to take this as soon as my pan heats up. Got some olive oil in there. And I'm just going to cook these just till they're a little tender. And then we're going to put it in a casserole dish after I mix everything up. Okay? I know I'm not talking loud, but I don't want to wake Mr. Smith up. He probably already is. He wakes up about 8 o'clock, and he lays back and reads his Bible until about 10:30. I think that's great. I need to do better. I don't read it as long as he does. I don't like to read, but I need to learn to like to read, especially the Bible. I have a thing called the Go Bible, and it's a little thing about this big, and the whole Bible's downloaded on it, and it's got music and all kinds of stuff. Some of you probably know what it is, and you put your earbuds in, and I like that a lot, but I can't seem to keep mine charged because it's old. I don't know if they got a newer version or not. I've showed some of y'all this. I've said it a couple of times probably, but and no, I'm not being sponsored, but this pepper thing, you put I need to add some peppercorns in there, and then you got the bottom, you can pull it off, and you can actually, you know, do it with that in it, see, and then or you can just, you know, I love this thing, y'all. I've had it for several years. It has a lifetime warranty on it. I dropped it the other day, and it kind of opened up right there, and it popped right back together. I tell you, this thing is awesome. Y'all ought to get you one. That is the best pepper grinder I've ever had. And you can get it at Amazon for like $32. It's probably cheaper now, and I think they come in different colors. So I went to fill this up. My pepper, I'm telling you, has fell all the way back behind my Lazy Susan. And I ain't fixing to deal with that this morning. So, anyway, I got enough. I got a little bit left. So, I got my potatoes going. My nose itches. I got my potatoes going. And, squash. And I'm going to figure out something else for him. Meat rotisserie chicken. I think I'm going to send Randy to the grocery store in a little while to get some chicken thighs. I'm going to fry him some chicken thighs. That's what I'm going to do. So here's my squash, y'all. I'm cooking it. I put salt and pepper on it, a little bit of olive oil. And I'm just going to let it, you know, soften up. And then we're going to make something really delicious with it. Let's see what these potatoes are doing. I just want them where you can, you know, get the fork in it and not, I don't want it to fall apart, you know what I mean? Like al dente. Just a few more minutes. And then here's some corn that his daddy sent over here that he froze. You know, he plants a garden, which is good. And then he sent over some more green beans. But this squash casserole, y'all, and it's perfect because that's all I had was 4 squash. So you use 4 medium squash, ends trimmed. Then you cut it into 1/4-inch slices. Then you do 1 medium onion sliced. I did 2. Salt and pepper. 1 egg lightly beaten, 1/4 of a cup of mayonnaise, 1/3 of a cup of sour cream, 1/4 of a cup of milk, 1 cup of heaping cup of shredded cheddar cheese, and 24 Ritz crackers. And then you take those crackers and you mix them up after you pulverize them, or, you know, take a rolling pin and beat them to death. That's what I like to do. Put in 2 tablespoons of butter and mix that up. That's going to be your topping. And then you cook it on 350 for, preheat oven to 350. Bake for about 30 to 40 minutes. But you put that cheese in it, and I'm sure you can put some on top too. Let's see. Stir in the cheese and everything. Transfer your mixture into a casserole dish. You want to grease it a little bit. Crush crackers and scatter on top of the squash. And then it says drizzle the butter on top of it. So you can either put the butter in with your crackers. I like to do that. Or you can drizzle it. Whichever one you prefer. Are you a drizzler? I am going to put on some rice. Put on some rice. I'm going to make a rice pudding. I've never made a rice pudding, y'all. And Randy says it's delicious. Look what I got. It's Dr. Thunder, not Dr. Pepper. My only one, and I had to have it this morning after my coffee. I'm gonna fry some bacon also. I've been cooking it in the microwave, and I don't like it in the microwave too good, y'all. I heard some. I just don't. It doesn't, it's not, the texture's not right. I love it in the oven. The oven makes the best. I might do that. Hey, I'm gonna grate this block of cheese. I don't know if it's gonna be enough, but I'm gonna see. I just wanted to show y'all what I was doing. So, that cheese was 8 ounces, right? All right, I grated it. 8 ounces is 1 cup. This is about 2 cups because I just tested it. Maybe it makes more when it's shredded. But if you like sausage, I'm telling you, you will love this sausage. And all you do is cook your squash like this. And I used to boil it, but I quit doing that. And then add your cheese, fry up some sausage, you know, like you do ground beef, and mix it all together and bake it. Drain the grease from the sausage. Mix it all together and bake it on 350 for about 35-40 minutes. It is so good. If you like sausage, you will love that. All right, I don't want to tear my squash up. I kind of want to keep it, you know, keep it together. Do y'all like other squash, like acorn squash, spaghetti squash? It's a lot of different squashes. A lot. Hey. I want to go ahead and mix up my stuff, and then I can add my squash to it. Okay? All right. Now, we've got salt, and pepper. Just ever how much you want. It's up to you. So you decide on that deal. Okay. Let me get my measuring cups, y'all. There's a third. There's a fourth. Okay. Now we gotta have a fourth of a cup of mayonnaise. And make sure you get it down in there, you see. So that's a fourth of a cup of Duke's mayonnaise. Whatever kind of mayonnaise you like. I love mayonnaise. All right. Now, we need a third a cup. Let me wipe that off. Of sour cream. A dollop of daisy, y'all. Make sure you need to pour that off. You know how it'll get liquidy at the top? And I always, that's part of the lid. That silver thing you pull off. I always try to stir it up a little bit. Okay, third of a cup of sour cream. I love sour cream too. So there we go. Get it all out. Alrighty. We'll just add that little bit from there. It's so good. Okay. Let me stick this back in the refrigerator. I don't like to leave stuff like that out. Okay. Then you got to have a fourth of a cup of milk. And I'm using just whole milk. Okay. And then you got to add an egg. But, and it looks kind of gross, but it'll melt once you put your stuff in there. I'm gonna wait and put the egg in after my squash cools a little bit, because we don't want scramble in our, we don't want scrambled eggs in our squash, right? So I'm gonna sit that aside for a minute. And here is my package of Ritz crackers. There's my 2 tablespoons of butter. Now you can drizzle it or you can mix it. I probably should have put it in a bigger bowl, y'all. Mess up more dishes, Rhonda. And just, you know, stir it around. Get that butter into those crackers. Y'all know how to do this. Y'all wonderful cooks out there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And when this sits a little bit, the butter will kind of, you know, all you need to do is just refresh it. Just stir it up and it'll incorporate again. But it's almost ready to mix up. And I just put that in a plastic bag and I just took my fist and hit it. I beat it real good. I beat it up. you can take your frustrations out on it. Oh, me, y'all. All right. Okay. Now I'm just about ready to get my squash. I added a couple of teaspoons of butter to that squash, and I added about a teaspoon of sugar, granulated sugar, because it helps make the squash sweet. You can use whatever sweetener that you like. If it's you know, Splenda, Sweet and Low, whatever you have. And I just put some in there, a couple of teaspoons, or whatever you like. And I like to do it right when it's just about done, and it makes it sweeter. But you don't have to. You don't have to. Now, y'all, you could go ahead and put your egg in here, and you can temper this. Y'all know what that means. Bring your ingredients to a certain temperature, little by little, so it won't scramble the eggs. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, just add a little bit of your whatever you're cooking. Add it little by little so you won't bring the temperature up slowly, is what I'm trying to say. Tempering. So I went ahead and added my egg. And I did add about another couple of teaspoons of mayonnaise because it looked like it needed it. It just looked like it needed it. It was saying, put some more mayonnaise in that. All right. I have a little bit of squash juice. And I'm just going to try to put some of that in there. But this pan is kind of heavy, y'all. All right, just add a little bit of squash at a time, and that'll do the trick too. You just bring it up little by little, see? And that would do it right there. And that'll keep your eggs from scrambling. Just add a little bit at a time. Because I let it kind of cool a little bit. Okay, I'll be back. I'm sorry. I had to get something off the stove. Okay. All right. Now let me get a casserole dish. Are y'all back? Spray your casserole dish with some non-stick spray. I probably shouldn't have added that little bit of extra mayonnaise, but I like it. Y'all don't have to. You don't have to. It wasn't much. All right, spread it out. And this is the, what do you call it? 11 by something. I've said this before plenty of times. If you wipe the grease or oil and stuff off the sides of your pan, they will keep from turning dark or burnt. You know what I'm talking about? So the oil won't burn on it. That was optional. Okay. And just sprinkle this on top. Now you can, like I said, you can either do like I did, or you can melt your butter and just drizzle it like that. I find this works pretty good because it gets butter all in every bit of the cracker. And if you want more crackers, feel free to add more. Okay. There we go. And we're waiting on the oven to preheat. And we're going to stick that in there. And then when it's time to eat later, we'll just reheat it. Get what we want out and reheat it. And I'm going to put on some rice here soon, but let me show y'all what I got now. All right, I got these potatoes out, and I rinsed them in cool water because I didn't want them to be so hot when I, put my hands in it. But as you can see, I cooked them. They're still not done, but they're gonna cook a lot quicker now that I've par cooked them. They're al dente. So instead of an hour, hour and a half, because sometimes, when you do scalloped potatoes, it'll say cook it for 35, 40 minutes, and you take it out and they're just raw and they're hard. I don't like that. So that's why I do this, because I want them to be done. You know what, y'all? The other day, I was looking at this dish. It's scratched up because it's old. And usually they'll have the size down here. Well, this one, I just been examining it. And it's got a number. And it's a 233. Well, I Googled 233. These things have numbers on them. And I'm sure some of you know that. So this is a 13 by 9 by 2. 13 by 9. Now, isn't that something? I am almost 60 something years old, and I just figured this one out. I ain't telling y'all how old I am. I already have. I'll be 62 in October. October the 29th. I'm old, y'all. I'm so old, I don't have fingerprints anymore. I'm just cutting up, y'all. You as old as you feel. You still feel the same as you did in high school here, but not here and in your body. Isn't that something? Okay, I've got to make a cheese sauce. I got to make a roux and then a cheese sauce. But I'm going to layer these differently than I did last time. I'm going to try. It's getting warm in here, y'all. I had to clean up my kitchen. I had to wash them dishes up. I can't work in a messy kitchen, can y'all? I just can't. So, these potatoes, I think that they're pretty cool. I'm gonna take them. I washed this bowl right here. So I'm gonna dump them in this bowl. Yeah, I can touch them now. I am trying to do one thing at a time so y'all won't get confused, because I get confused. I got this casserole dish here that I sprayed. with some vegetable oil. And the squash casserole is almost ready. And I'm going to make some rice in a few minutes. And I got to make my sauce. Okay, y'all. I've got about 3 or 2.5 tablespoons of butter. Normally you would use, if you use 3 tablespoons of butter, you need 3 tablespoons of flour. You can use self-rising or all-purpose. I've got all-purpose. Okay. Alright. Now, I'm going to let this butter get... Y'all, that's really red. It looks pink in the camera, but it's red. I think that is so funny. Now, y'all, I do want a little bit of garlic in this. So I got about a half a teaspoon of garlic. You don't want it to burn, so you need to go ahead and add your flour. So it's 1, 2, 3, and a half a good measure of flour. And this is like the same way as you make a gravy, you know. This is a roux. You want to add some pepper, a little bit of salt, and just brown it to your desire. If you brown it a lot, then it's going to make a darker sauce. If you want it light, just don't cook it very long. Just, you know, cook it long enough to get that raw flour taste out of it. And I have some milk here, y'all. And I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. It's cold milk. I've said before, you don't have to heat it up. But if you do it a little at a time, it will be fine. I want my bigger whisk. And I may need to add some more milk. I'm just trying not to make a daggone mess. Okay. Because if that milk burns on it, it's horrible. Alright. And see, it's like pasty. When it gets pasty, just mix it up real good. Add a little bit more. And just, you know, whisk it up. Well, that's the casserole, squash casserole. And the only cheese that I'm going to add in this sauce is probably a little bit of fresh parm. I don't want the sauce to be real cheesy because I'm going to be adding, I could add a little bit, but I don't want to add a lot, you know, not a lot. It's coming to a hard simmer or a boil. A lot of people add nutmeg to their sauces. I'm not a fan of that. You can. Well, I don't hate it, but my father-in-law don't care for it. So, and I know Randy don't. So, it's about 1.5 cups of milk to about 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, and it looks like about 1.5 cups of milk. Make sure you get in the creases of the pot inside. Because you'll have clumps if you don't in the corners inside the pot. A little bit more salt. And if I didn't add enough flour, you just take about a teaspoon or so of flour or tablespoon and put it in some hot milk or hot water and stir it up and make a slushy like and pour it in there and it will thicken it up. I'll do that on purpose one day so I can show some of you how. I know most of you know, but if you just pour flour in there, it will be lumpy as all get out. You won't like it. All right. That's about right. I could pour that over a biscuit right now. I really could. All right, I'm going to add, let me see if I can move this camera without, hold on, y'all. You know, I added the, about to boil over here. You know, I added the garlic, so I'm just going to add a little bit of onion powder. About I don't know, 1/2 teaspoon, and a little bit of celery salt. That gives it a little something extra. About a teaspoon. I think celery salt makes everything taste better. I honestly do. Alright. I'm going to turn that off. This stove is something else. Alright, I have some Parmesan. And I'm going to put that in there. And I'm just going to grate some in there with my microplane. Probably, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 of a cup or a little less. You don't want too much, just a little bit. And let it melt. It smells so good. All right. And this will thicken up more when you bake it. And, you know, I found that anytime you make scalloped potatoes, you need to let it sit for a little while before you even cut it, because it's going to be a little runny at first. And then after it sets for about 10 or so minutes to let it cool some, it always thickens up. Because to me, it's always a little too hot anyway. But this is the perfect consistency. This is about the recipe I always use for that. It's 3 and 3. Y'all, it's so good. It's tasty. All right, I'll be right back. Y'all, I just added, just a little bit. I mean, probably a couple tablespoons of cheddar cheese. Not much. Just a little bit. Probably a couple of tablespoons. I don't want too much. Okay. All right, I'll be back. Now, if your sauce happens to thicken up before you get your stuff put together, just reheat it. There's my squash casserole, y'all. You hear that sizzling? Look at all that. See that crust? I think that little scoop of mayonnaise, that extra mayonnaise, did a world of good. I'm gonna cut it in a minute and taste it. Alrighty, we're gonna work on this now. Okay, there's several different ways you can put this together, but I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. All right, I put a layer of onions down, and now I'm putting some potatoes. I greased it with some vegetable oil. I like the new ones where they have the potatoes standing up, like, you know, like this. It's so pretty, but I think that's just a plain cheese and potato. I'm thinking. I may be wrong. But it sure does look yummy. Okay, let me get my salt. And my pepper. I wanted some fresh chives, but guess what? They didn't have any. I'm about to burn up now. Okay. All right, I'm gonna add some sauce. These are so delicious. Just make sure you cover up your potatoes. Okay. I'm gonna put just a few chives. You don't have to. I just think it gives a little something, something. Okay. Make sure you add a little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt, because potatoes got to have some salt, y'all. I mean, really. All right, now we're going to do our cheese. Do your layer of cheese. Preheat your oven to 375, y'all. And this is triple cheddar. And then I have some sharp I think I'm gonna put on top. But I'm not gonna put the cheese on top until it cooks most of the way, because it will burn if you know, if you're not careful. Okay, now we're gonna do another layer of onions. If you don't like onions, leave them off. Or use, if you like, the other green, like the green onion. You know what I'm talking about. Then you can put that on there. Alright, got all the onion on there now. Okay, now I'm gonna put just a little, just drizzle a little on there. Okay, I'm gonna have some potatoes left over, and you can freeze those, or you can fry them. Just take, if you got any left over, fry them. And some hot grease, and it will, that's too thick. And it will, be crispy. I put my potatoes in the microwave a lot of times, and then, you know, soften them up and then fry them. Okay. Green Acres is on now. Green Acres is the place to be. Wait a minute, that one's a little thick. I'll make sure I put plenty of potatoes on there, y'all. Get some thin ones to put on top. I'm gonna make an onion casserole one of these days. They're so good. Cabbage casseroles, they're delicious. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, let me get something to wipe my hands with. I want to put some salt on this. Y'all might think it's a lot of salt, but I promise you it's not, because this thing has got to have some salt. Potatoes eat it up. Okay. All right, hold on, y'all. I'll be back. So, y'all, my sauce got really thick, so I just added some milk. Right here, just added it, and it thinned it out. You don't have to put it on the stove or anything like that. I just added some milk, and it will thicken back up. It was just too thick. When it cools off, that's what it does. Make sure your potatoes are covered. Okay. this off, clean it up a little bit. You want it to look presentable if you're having people over. Okay. Alrighty. And like I said, we're gonna bake this till it's just about done before we put any cheese on top. Because if you put the cheese on top now, it will be, it'll get too dark and brown. I'm gonna stick it in the oven. Probably, I'm gonna at least cook it 45 to 50 minutes. Hey, so I am going to taste of this squash casserole. I think I could have made it in a smaller dish and made it thicker, but I like it like this, I think. All right, y'all. Look at that. Y'all want some of it? Look at that. Oh. Oh. It is so good. Look at that crust. I thought something was on my arm and it was a mole. It's delicious. You can make a meal just out of this. So, if you've never made it, and I'm probably certain that you have, this recipe is great. I can't believe how good this is. It's better than the last one I made. You can always tell when somebody puts love in their food. Instead of just throwing it together, they take their time and make sure it's good. I would recommend doing like I did. Instead of drizzling it, mix the butter up with the crackers. It is wonderful. Oh, well, that was my breakfast. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I've been at this for a while, and I will be back, and I'll show y'all the scalloped potatoes. Then we're gonna make some rice pudding, and I don't know what else I'm making today, but I'm trying to do one at a time, and these recipes will be in the description box, I promise. Doesn't that look good? 375 is the temperature. I'm gonna let it cook. Let me see how much longer it's got. In about 5 more minutes, I'm gonna add the cheese on top. It smells good too. And then I opened up this corn and just put some salt and pepper and butter. That was the frozen corn that he sent. And it's still a little bit froze. That's the corn he grew. Okay. And I'm gonna put some rice on, but I gotta find my recipe. Okay, y'all. Oh, me. Oh, I need to turn that down. In this pot here, right here, I put 2 cups of rice. The recipe calls for 2 cups of rice. And then I put in 4 cups of liquid. I put in 2 cups of water and 2 cups of milk because I want it to be a little richer, you know. So, I just wanted to tell you that. And don't forget to add some salt. You know, just because it's a sweet situation doesn't mean that you don't add a little bit of salt. Okay, and then you got to have some spices. You got to have some nutmeg and cinnamon. Now, you can use powdered nutmeg, but I've got the whole nutmeg like this. Did you know that that this comes from a nutmeg tree, but the separate spice from this, the outer covering, let's see, the separate spice also derived from the nutmeg tree is the red lacy outer covering that surrounds the seed. So inside of this, there's another situation. And I thought I had one. Let me see. You can't really see it because this is old, but right in here, it's another spice called mace. And I'm sure a lot of you know that. But this is 2 spices in one. Did you know that? Y'all, I could not hold the camera and put the cheese on here at the same time. So anyway, I put some sharp cheddar on top of that. I'm gonna close it back up. And put it on 350. I just turned it down. And I'm just gonna let it cook 5 or 10 minutes till the cheese bubbles, okay? All right, I'm gonna cover up my rice. Well, I'm gonna cover up when it boils. But you cook it just like you do regular rice. But the reason I added the milk was to make it creamier. But you do 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of liquid. Bring it to a boil. Put the lid on it. Turn it down to a low simmer. 20 minutes, it's done. Don't touch it. Okay. You're gonna need 1 1/2 cups of milk. Now I've got 1 1/2 cups of milk, but I mixed it with some heavy cream. You don't have to do that. I just did it for extra richness. 2 large eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla essence, extract, vanilla bean paste, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 2 cups of rice. They said leftover rice, plain rice is great. It's got to be cooked. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of grated nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1/4 of a cup of raisins. And I've got these sun-made raisins. and it takes, what was that? My phone just started making sounds. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I got to change it because it drives me nuts. I'm getting ready to show you. I've got a Siri that is a man, and he don't talk. He just goes, uh-huh, yeah. So, I don't like him. I don't like him one day gonna bed. I told him one day, I said, why don't you talk to me? And he just, huh? Yeah. Y'all watch this. I'm not kidding. Siri.
Uh-huh.
What time is it? Can't you talk to me? Siri. Do you have a girlfriend? See? I'm gonna change you because you don't talk to me. You're no fun. I didn't get that. Could you try again? Siri.
Uh-huh.
Is that all you can say is uh-huh? Sorry, I'm only do that if something is playing. What? Bye. I don't like it. All he says is uh-huh. So I'm gonna find me another one. I'm gonna get me another Siri. Alrighty, now we got some raisins. Some raisins. Scalloped potatoes. You hear it bubbling? Oh, man. Cheesy, cheesy. It's hot. So I'm going to slide it over down here. I wanted to get it in the light so y'all could see it. Daggone, it's hot. Whew. Smells delicious. I didn't mean to do that. I've never cooked rice in cream before, and it's cooking a little different. I had to press my rice back down into the pot. So, cross y'all's fingers that it's gonna come out right. And it said grease or butter an 8-inch casserole dish. I buttered it because I think the butter would be better. All right. I just washed this bowl. Let me dry it out good. I'm getting tired. Okay. You got to have, I'm gonna go ahead and mix the stuff up. 2 large eggs. Well, yeah, I am. 2 large eggs. Some of these eggs, the shell is so thin. Okay. All right. I got to have a half a cup of sugar. That's a fourth of a cup. That'll do. Fourth of a cup. Half a cup. How about that? A little bit of salt. These eggs are cold anyway, so I need them to be room temperature. Some vanilla bean paste. Ever how much you want. I always use a little bit of, if I can get it open, a little bit of almond extract. That's optional. Look at that vanilla bean. All right. Teaspoon of cinnamon. That's about all I got, I think. And about a half teaspoon of nutmeg. I'll do it in this right here. I think it's a half teaspoon. Yeah. Half teaspoon nutmeg. I don't want to go overboard with it. Where's my half teaspoon at? Half teaspoon of nutmeg. Stuff is powerful. Put this piece back in here. Close it back up. Okay. Fourth of a cup of raisins. All right. Fourth of a cup of raisins. I'm gonna add a few more. Okay. Alrighty. 1 1/2 cups of milk. And I'm using some whipping cream. You don't have to. You can just use plain milk. Plain milk, y'all. And that's it. And then you just add your rice. And I'm going to set this aside because it'll be fine because it's cold and it won't hurt it. I promise. I promise. Okay, y'all. I may have to get me some more cinnamon. Some more cinnamon, y'all. I'm dropping everything. Okay, let's see what we got here, y'all. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It still hasn't cooled enough. Look at that, y'all. We gotta sample that too. Wow. And you can even put some breadcrumbs on top of this if you wanted to, y'all. It's totally up to you. Looks good. It looks yummy. Oh. Wow. Perfect. Perfect amount of sauce. Cheese. It's not too cheesy. And if you want more cheese, you can put more on it. Wow. My eye itches. That's good. It is great. Had to wash my hands. Look there. Perfect rice. Never fails. Some people say, you don't have to go by a recipe. Yeah, you do. Because if you don't, your rice is either going to be not done, too runny, or too dry. So it's always, if you got 2 cups of rice, then you use 4 cups of fluid. If you got 1 cup of rice, you got 2 cups of water, or whatever, liquid. That's just the way it is. Okay, that's gotta cool. I may temper it and just, ooh, it's just too hot right now, but I may temper that mixture with some of this rice in just a minute because it's just really hot. That looks like an awful lot of rice to go in this little dish. I don't know. And that's what the recipe said. So, I don't know, y'all. We'll see. I'm gonna get me out another dish on standby because they said 8, and that's 8. I don't know, y'all. All right, I'm gonna temper this, y'all. Can you see? I'm just adding a little bit at a time and just bringing this to the same temperature so it won't scramble my eggs. And I think it's gonna be fine here in a minute. I don't think it's gonna fit in that dish, y'all. I think they're they must have a bigger 8-inch dish. Yeah. I'll be right back. I want to put just a little bit of cardamom in it because cardamom is a great spice for something like this. You don't have to, but you don't have to use much. I'm using like 1/8 of a teaspoon. I think it enhances warm spices. It's good. I just barely tasted it. I know it's got raw eggs in it, but it ain't gonna fit in that dish. It ain't no way. No, it said butter a dish. And that's what I did. 325, preheat your oven. What did I do on the spoon? My spoon. All right. Let's see what we got here, y'all. Might have to use both of them dishes. I don't know. Well, I'm glad that I got a different dish. I knew it wouldn't work. All right. We gotta bake this for 45 to 50 minutes. And I've never fixed rice pudding in my life. I don't even know if I've ever tasted it. So I'm gonna put it in the oven, 325. 45 to 50 minutes. Okay, I put that in the oven, and I'm going to take a break. Okay, and I will see y'all back in 45 to 50 minutes. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I need to start reading reviews on recipes. That rice pudding looked like rice casserole. So I took it out. I didn't want to throw it away. And I put it in this bowl right here. And I'll be right back. So I added what little bit of milk I had left in the refrigerator. And I added 2 more eggs and about another 1/4 of a cup of sugar. And I found some more cinnamon. And I'm gonna add some of this evaporated milk in here, because you gotta make it creamy. You know, you want it to be creamy. It's almost like making risotto, I think. You know, you gotta have a creaminess to it. That's my thought. And that recipe just, I don't know, y'all. All right, I think that's plenty of liquid there. You know, you want to develop some creaminess. It was too much of a rice dish. You know, just, I should have showed it to y'all. It looked like a rice casserole with nothing in it. Like it did when I took it out of the pot, really. All right, I think that's good. Because you got 4 eggs in it. You want it to be custardy like, I would think. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, the flavor's great. But the texture was just gross. Lordy mercy, I'm telling you, I've had a day. All my recipes have been great, except for this one. All right, I'm gonna put that one in another dish. I'm gonna stick this in a daggone oven. Sometimes you just have to use your common sense. If this one don't work out, you know where it's going. In trash. And I hate to do it, because I got a lot of expensive ingredients in this thing. But I should have read the reviews on it. Y'all read the reviews on your recipes. Because I'm not going to tell you no story. If it's not good, I'm going to say, don't make it, y'all. It's terrible. But I remember how I fixed this. And if it turns out good, then I will put the recipe down. We're going to see how it turns out. But just, it was like, you know how my casseroles are? They're just in a solid piece. When you cut it, it came out like it was solid. It was solid and gross. And I'm gonna put a daggone lid on top of it. That might help it. And I really don't think it needed no 50 minutes to cook, because it was overcooked. And I went right by that recipe. I read it to y'all, and y'all saw me do it. But I did. I put 2 more eggs in that thing. And if it turns out all right, I'll cook this other piece of one here. But we're going to see. We're going to see, y'all. I had to use evaporated milk because I don't have any. I got to go get some more milk. All right. What does this go to? Oh, all right. And it wasn't even sweet enough. It wasn't even sweet. And I went by the recipe. Let me see if they had a picture of it. No picture. I won't make that again. Oh, here it is. Mine didn't look a bit like that. Mine looked like a stiff casserole. Bake for 45 to 50 minutes. Let's see whose turns out. Either mine or hers, or neither one of them. You know, I would think for that kind of custard, it would need some type of steam. You know what I mean? Siri. He ain't got no sense. I don't like it. All right, I'll be back.
Shine through the clear night.
Hey, I kind of like that Australian accent for Siri. Listen, y'all.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun, as the stars begin to shine through the clear night. The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun, as the stars begin to shine through the clear night. The colors of the sky fade with the settings. The colors of the sky fade with the settings. The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun, as the stars begin to shine through the clear.
The colors of the sky fade with the settings. The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun, as the stars begin to shine.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun, as
The colors of the sky.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun, as the stars begin to shine through. The colors of the sky fade. The colors of the sky
I think
fade
I like
with the
him.
setting.
Let's see if he does any better. Siri. What's today? No, that ain't gonna work. Okay, I think I got it now, y'all. Siri. What's today?
It's Friday, the 23rd of May, 2025.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now that's better, y'all. I didn't have on my voice response. So, all right. So I gotta soak that dish. I mean, it's stuck rice in it. And I put a lot of butter in it, you know, to keep it from sticking. So, we'll see how that one does. And I'll be back. And I'm having to do separate video today too for when I cook his chicken. So, I'm tired, y'all. I love y'all. Hang in there with me. So, you know what? It's done, and it's right. Look at here. Now that looks like pudding. See? That's the way it should look. I was able to cut it, and it was hard, and I was like, that is not a pudding. So that looks right. You know, some people like it looser, you know, with a lot of juicy, you know, like a lot of milk or something in it. That's good. I like that. I think that's the way it's supposed to be. I wished I'd have showed y'all how the other was. This is creamy. And I added 2 more eggs and a lot more milk and some sugar and a little bit more cinnamon. That's good. The other looked like it was just hard. You could cut it into squares. The rest of it, I'm gonna bake it for Randy's dad. Hey, I'm gonna probably go ahead and post the videos, and I'll post dinner when I cook my Cornish hens. So I'm gonna list it as casserole day. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll be back, okay? Welcome to A Country Girl's Cooking. I am tired, y'all. Hold on 1 minute. I have been cooking all blooming day. I'm not complaining, but I am a little bit beat, y'all. Just a little bit tired. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Friday. I hope so. By the time you get this video, it might be Saturday. I have made several casseroles today, and I'm going to post them here in a little while. I'm fixing, I thought we were going to grill these on the grill, but right now Randy's not here. So I'm going to stick them in the oven. And these are 2 Cornish hens. Now I've snipped the end of the wings, okay? And I'm getting ready to put some garlic inside of it too. I forgot about that. Fresh garlic. But anyway, in the cavity, I don't know if y'all can see it, I stuffed half of an onion and some lemon, okay? And then I had a little bit of roasted garlic, and I put that on top of it, and a lot of butter. I'm going to put some salt and pepper on it here. And I put some pepper. And I haven't touched them since I washed my hands. Okay. And I'm going to roast those 425 degrees for about 65 minutes, or until it reaches 162 to 165. Okay? But I'm getting ready to put some garlic inside of it. I'll be right back. I'm not even going to peel the garlic because we're not going to eat that part anyway. I'm just going to stuff it up in there. And just put several cloves up in there. And then I'm going to, ooh, I don't want to touch it. Cook some garlic on the stove with some butter to baste it with. Let me wash my hands. Get some soap. You know I have to bleach. I got my bleach ready, y'all. Believe me. Oh, that goes in the trash. So, anyway, there it is. I'm going to put just a little bit of water in this pan. just for some moisture. And see if that's enough. I might have to add just a little bit more. Okay. And this is just an old-timey roasting pan. And I'm going to stick it in there. And we're going to see how it comes out. Okay? I'm with the onion just slid out of him. That on it. And I gotta wash my hands again. Ugh. Snap. Hot, 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 hot. Okay. So here we go. And it's not necessary to cover them unless, you know, you don't want to. I mean, unless you want to. Either one. I'm tired. I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. Hold on. So there we go. And I'm going to set the timer. For about an hour and, oops, went a little too far. Probably about an hour, 15 minutes, something like that. And I'll check it here in a little bit, make sure that the temperature is not too high, but I think that'll be good. And I'm going to bleach all this. I'll be back. I also sprayed that pan before I put those birds on it, just so you know. And I've got a stick of butter. Let me move this. Got a stick of butter in this pan with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 or 7 cloves of garlic, and about a teaspoon of thyme, and a little bit of black pepper. And I'm going to let that melt and let that garlic infuse in there. And I'm going to be basting my birds with that. So, I'll be back. I just wanted to tell you that. Oh, and about a teaspoon of olive oil. I wish you knew how good that smelled. Alright, I'm going to turn it down now and just let it, you know, just stay warm. That garlic will soften up. Mercy me. Look at that, y'all. That's flavor right there, y'all. I might put some more butter in it because it looks like it's let me add just a little bit more butter because we're going to use some of that to dip the chicken in when we eat it. I bleached everything, y'all. See the solids kind of separating there. It's going to be clarified by the time I get done with it. Okay. Well, I will be back, y'all. And this is going to be good. Hey, my wonderful YouTubers. I turned the oven to 400 after about 45 minutes because I didn't want it, you know, to get burnt. Look at there, y'all. I wish y'all could smell this. It smells wonderful. And I added another stick of butter, so we're doing 2 sticks of butter in here. And I put some of that on this. You smell the garlic?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, man, he's great. He called ding ding, y'all. But I wish y'all could smell it. If y'all like garlic, this is the meal for you. I went downstairs and rested for a few minutes. I turned this off so the garlic could steep a little bit. And it's getting really soft. Look at there. Y'all smell that? I've been in this kitchen since 5 o'clock this morning, y'all. I was gone long enough to take a bath and wash my hair. But I hope y'all enjoy my videos, and thank you. I've got some new subscribers, and I'm just tickled to death. One of them said I talk real country. Well, I'm real country. I don't think you can get too much more country than I am, y'all. But I'm tough. I'm tough. It ain't much I can't do. But anyway, thank you so much. The subscribers have really went up the past day, and it just makes me feel like what I'm doing is worthwhile, because I do enjoy it, and I just want to share and get to know y'all. And I'm gonna do a live probably tomorrow or Sunday. So y'all keep your eyes open, okay? I'm nervous, but I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna have to have somebody to look out for the trolls. You know, people that get on there and they say ugly things. And I'll have to get somebody to do, you know, block them. I don't know if I can. So look at here, y'all. It smells so good. You know, I used to did not like garlic at all. At all, y'all. I'm gonna bake. Let me see if I can get this. I want y'all to see me baste it. But, anyway. And show it. My smoke alarm went off a minute ago. And you know, it's not smoky in here. That thing will go off if you boil water. That's how strong it is. I thought I'd drip grease it in the front of my cabinet. So I put some butter in here just in case this is not all the way done. I don't want to cross-contaminate my butter, you know. It smells so good. I believe this is going to be better than cooking it on the grill, y'all. I really do. The skin is crispy. It's so crispy. And I've got a little rotisserie oven back there too. I could have used that. But I don't even use it much anymore. I'm thinking about selling it. It's one of those Muriel's I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I've used it twice. A whole 2 times. Now I'm gonna squirt some lemon on it, just a little bit. And I'm gonna push it back up in there. I'm excited about this. Got about 25 more minutes to go, y'all. I'm gonna baste it one more time. Put some of this butter in there. Wipe this pan off so it won't get all over the stove. And I don't want it to burn on my pot. Turn it down. Look at it bubbling up, y'all. That's what butter does. So anyway, I'm gonna baste it again, and but I did after I rinsed that chicken, well, the Cornish hen. I cleaned it and everything and put it in my sink and washed it. And buddy, when I put that thing in the oven, I was over here bleaching everything with this Clorox cleanup. You have to be careful with that kind of stuff, you know? You do. I even put it in my dishwater. Are y'all like that? I can't help it. I've had food poisoning. I told y'all that. Now, this is what you call brown. This is browned butter now. That's let me show you. Oops. You ever made homemade cookies with browned butter? Try that. That's delicious. Look at there. Now, that's what you call, when the foam goes down, it'll be brown. All right, I'm going to take it off the stove now. I think that's good enough. It's so yummy. Nutty. Nutty, nutty, nutty. And it don't take you any time really to brown it. It's so delicious. And it's not good for you to eat a lot of butter. But you know what? They say it's better to eat butter than it is the margarine. And I keep my butter out all the time in my butter dish because it keeps it room temperature. And it's not going to hurt it. So good. I'm tired, y'all. Look at there. I bet it's going to be so good. I hope it's so good that he can't say nothing about it. Except that it's delicious. You know, I said I was going to fry his daddy some chicken. Well, he talked to his daddy. You're not going to believe what his daddy wants to eat. Randy told him about the hot dog casserole, how good it was. He won't tell me how good it is, but he'll tell everybody else. Why? I don't know. But anyway, I got to make him a small hot dog casserole. Now, one of my subscribers, we were talking about this, Patterson's chili. I wanted to tell you that I'm going to check into seeing if you can order you some. But if you want the address, it's right here. And I will, if I don't forget, I'll list it under the description box. But it's Boone, B-O-O-N-E, Brands, B-R-A-N-D-S, Post Office Box 447, Sanford, North Carolina, USA, 27331. And it is a wonderful chili. This is the only canned chili. And they call it hot dog chili. Wait a minute, y'all. No MSG. All right, hot dog chili. And it looks like it's, it contains soy, but everybody eats soy. Okay, hot dog chili sauce. Hot dog chili sauce. Now, there's one that I'm not crazy about, and that's, I don't really want to say, Bunker Hill. I don't like their chili sauce. And I don't like Texas Pete's chili sauce. I like homemade, and I love the Patterson's. It's got a little bit of a kick to it. It's not hot. It's just got a little kick to it. Now, I haven't tried the Food Line in a long time. And the Castleberries, I'm not real sure about. Do y'all remember when they used to make Bunker Hill beef in the can? Do y'all remember that? Look at that. See, the solids are down at the bottom? And it's not burnt. It's brown. Do y'all remember the Bunker Hill bit? Bunker Hill, listen to me. Bunker Hill beef in the can. You could open it up and put it on your toast, and we would call it on a shingle. And you used to could get the, I know Stouffer's has it, but I think it was Banquet or something, or it could have been another brand. They come in little plastic bags in a box, and you would boil them for just a few minutes and open it up, and it was chipped beef or turkey and gravy, and put it on toast. That was good. I loved that stuff. You can't find it anymore. I think Stouffer's is the only one that's got the chipped beef, but it was delicious. They used to make some good stuff. All right, I'm fixing to take its temperature. Well, the temperature is like 185 and up, so it's done. Look at here, y'all. Don't they look beautimous? Look there. Y'all come on over and I'll let y'all have some of mine. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna dig out my casseroles out of the refrigerator so I can heat some of that up. All right, I'm gonna stick that part in the microwave. Hey, y'all. So, look at here. We split one. Look at that. There's the scalloped potatoes, squash casserole, the Cornish hen, the butter, and the bread.
That's a bone.
And it's falling apart.
That's gone. That's a bone.
What do you like it?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Did you dip it in the garlic?
No, yeah. That's good.
You taste the garlic on it where I basted it?
Yeah.
It is good, y'all. Oh, let me show y'all this one over here. He's by himself. Look at there, y'all. Just in the oven. So, and you can get 2 of these for like $10. So, there you go. There you go, y'all. That leg almost just falls off. You dip it in this butter. And wow, that's good. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the casseroles?
Ooh, it's hot.
I know it's hot. Y'all need to make this if you haven't already. This Cornish hen. It usually comes 2 to a pack. And they usually come frozen. Look how tender looking that is, y'all. And I didn't even cover it up. That was good.
There's another one.
You think it's just as good there as it is on the grill?
Yeah.
I do too. Mm. Got my squash casserole that I'm dropping everywhere. It's hot.
That's what I told you.
And I had fried some bacon earlier and cut it in little pieces and put on top of the scalloped potatoes to give it a little something, something. You couldn't ask for a better meal. I'm telling you. Ain't no way. Squash, casserole, and it's really hot. I'm about to let it cool. But I'll post all of these in the description box. I've done a lot of cooking today. And I hope that y'all try these recipes. And if you do, let me know. And I thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Please share. That's how I'll get out there, is sharing and hitting that like button. I appreciate it. I really do. So I'm gonna go and eat. Thank you. Say bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank you again.